My favorite deal ever, though, is 686 Falcon Summit in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a residential building. It was a new home, and ex NBA player had $1 million non-refundable. Was going to close with a bank. Um, 2 days prior to closing, the bank walked. We had uh, we had an existing loan file, which was a luxury. The loan had been prepared for the bank, and thank God there was a current preliminary title report. We make the joke, I can fund as fast as the preliminary title report is there. And so we got docs the title. The guy drove across the United States or halfway across the United States just to get to the title and escrow company. Signed, we closed. Yes. We are that was we trademarked our the term turbo close after that. So we are the Socotra Capital, home of the turbo close.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm excited to be chatting with Chris Baumann, the Executive Vice President of Socotra Capital. Chris, I'm glad to have you here.
Hi, Erica, and hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. Thank you for taking the time to listen.
Yeah, I'm excited to chat. So let's dive on in. First off, Chris, for people who may not be familiar with your world, can you give us the rundown? How did you get involved in hard money in Socotra Capital?
Great question. You know, I was working in a different industry, a sales industry, and some of my mentors at that time, I was in automotive sales and finance. They were investing in real estate. And so I was really initially inspired there to get more involved. And it was first from an investor standpoint. A, a group of guys were investing in land down in Lathrop in the Stockton area, and they were buying up lots. And I was doing some of the initial underwriting on some of those, and was looking to to buy a lot also. And I'm glad I didn't, because this is circa '06, '07, when the great financial meltdown occurred. And a few years later, I was also unemployed. Socotra Capital was started by John and Adam during this time, and I got involved during the startup phase.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then, to fast forward today, Chris, tell me, more about what you're doing. Like, what are you excited about at Socotra Capital?
I'm excited. I've always been excited since the time I started working here. Working with entrepreneurs is awesome. So, as a hard money lender, we get to sit like on the 50-yard line to a sporting event. We're right there on the front row watching what people are doing, the types of deals that they're trying to take down, and their situations. As on the hard money side, we see it all. So it's super cool to be available and understand and help and learn from my clients.
As far as what goes on at Socotra, what would you say sets you apart from other lenders?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
That's a great question. This might sound cliche, but we're trying to be the best hard money hard money lending company there is. We're a hard money lender with a heart. So, we're not just an office where we're trying to do hard money loans and kind of stay in one spot. We're really trying to scale and grow, embrace best practices. John and Adam, when they started the company, they really wanted to build a company with a firm footing and build it on a place where investors could bring their capital and get consistent, reliable returns, and where borrowers could seek refuge and find a reliable funding source. So much in the hard money space, you have private lenders that look at a deal and then come funding time, they're nowhere to be seen, or they need additional items or this and that. You've all heard the news, but so we want to be reliable. And then lastly, we wanted to have a place where employees could come to work and have just an awesome time working, build a retirement for themselves and have a company that they could grow with. And, over the years, I can say that we've really tried to stay true to that. The people that have worked here for a long time. My partners, Hard Money Karate, Hard Money Matt, they came to us pretty much out of college, have been here 10 years. And so this is, how we've really built the company, one deal at a time.
Yeah, yeah. I find that so interesting that you were talking about hard money with a heart, and then you're talking about the team that you've built, and how long they've stayed there. So it's not just about how you interact with your customers; it's also your teammates, your employees. What do you think is the secret to happiness there? How do you keep employees happy?
It's kind of the culture that we've built. There's accountability, but there's we have a code of honor. I guess it's hard to see from here, but that black on the wall there is a code of honor, and we have a code with 24 mantras. Support your teammates, listen generously, act with integrity. Those are some of the code of honor attributes. And every week we start the meeting with one of these code of honors, and we go around and 5 people talk about what this particular code of honor means to them. And so this circulates every week. The owner, Adam Spay, puts out a video talking about each one of these code of honors every week. And it might seem kind of boring and annoying, but every week we do this, and it's just repetition, and we're trying to build a culture. So that it's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. That's a really great structure that Socotra Capital has implemented. And when it comes to, structuring deals with hard money, how do you make that attractive to investors?
Well, what's attractive to our investors is not our pricing. I mean, we're hard money just is not inexpensive. Our pricing is reasonable, but really what they're coming to a hard money lender for is that they need that immediate funding when the bank can't perform, but the deal still makes sense. And so, that is where we play. We try to get the deal scenario over the telephone without collecting a lot of items, because most people know sort of the nuts and bolts of the deal, and so we try to run the scenario with them briefly over the telephone, so they can understand where we come in at. And then we have loan approval every single day. So our loan committee meets on the daily, and so we can make the bold statement to our client that, we can quote your deal within 24 hours, and so long as you were truthful and everything turns out.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
To be as it was, we'll be able to perform, and they can take that check to the bank and cash it. We will be there on closing day. I think our record was like a 2-day close in Las Vegas.
Wow. Yeah. That kind of transitions pretty well to the next thing that I was going to say, Chris, and maybe it is that story, but every pro in the real estate world has a moment where they have to pivot quickly or change their plans, for a deal to come through. Can you share one of those moments on your journey and what you learned from it?
There's been several of them, especially year end. I remember one year there was a Rim of the World was the one of the addresses, and we got the call on Christmas Eve. It was a partner buyout, end of the year. They were going to buy out a partner, and if we get the deal funded by year end, they would get their tax rebate. We sent the appraiser down there Christmas Eve. They had to snowshoe up the driveway. I don't think they really snowshoed, but you understand the property's a big bear. There's snow. My favorite deal ever, though, is 686 Falcon Summit in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a residential building. It was a new home, and ex-NBA player had $1 million non-refundable, was going to close with a bank. 2 days prior to closing, the bank walked. We had an existing loan file, which was a luxury. The loan had been prepared for the bank, and thank God there was a current preliminary title report. And we make the joke, I can fund as fast as the preliminary title report is there. And so we got docs the title. The guy drove across the United States or halfway across the United States just to get to the title and escrow company. Signed, we closed. Yes. We are that was we trademarked our the term turbo close after that. So we are the Socotra Capital, home of the turbo close. Thank
Yeah.
you for asking.
Yeah, that kind of stuff just separates, people who, are just casually in real estate and people who want to make an impact, want to be here long term, working like that.
Well, it takes, real estate's choreographed, right? It's not like you're walking into the grocery store. It's not just like you're buying something, you wait in line to pay for it. There's a closing date. There's monies that are earmarked. There's that go hard. Now the money's non-refundable, and sellers aren't always willing to extend a closing deadline. So, you have to count on your team to perform. And thank God I have a good team here. We have transaction coordinators and real professionals that can navigate these situations when things get weird, because they inevitably will.
Yeah, how do you train or prepare for that?
Well, you work out and try to eat good food. Just teasing. Um, get and rest well. You definitely want to have your rest. How do you um how do you prepare? Just knowing your space. I think we know our space very well, and what I don't know, I have other people in the office that know. And so I would say, just having people that you can rely on. There's the culture that you mentioned, or that I mentioned. Um, when I write an email, it's confirm over. Did you get the email? It's a precision game. It's not like going to do it today. It's going to do it today at 1:30. So an important system of checks and balances where, you know, if it's going to be done, it's done by a certain time throughout the day, not like, today, generally speaking. If that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were talking a lot about the team and who's around you, and that also leads me to ask Chris, when it comes to building relationships and growing your network in the real estate world, what's made the biggest difference for you?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Well, there's no secret. The same thing that you grow the same skill set it takes to grow your network, sort of in the smaller regional level, is the same that it takes to grow your network beyond. We wouldn't be where we're at today, lending in 24 states, if we weren't able to grow the network, because we're a small office, say, 25, 30 employees. And what we've done is really try to build relationships and build out the broker dealer network where, we're really trying to get in front of those that are in those situations of impact, whether it's a broker or a trusted broker or a trusted attorney or a CPA, building relationships with professionals in other markets that have the contacts, and always trying to make new friends and make new contacts, going to trade shows, trying to meet folks like yourself. I think I was just browsing, I time block. So it was like a week ago that I had time in the afternoon, a time block to, go on social media. And that's where I came across you all. And I filled out an application, and, who knows where some of these serendipitous moments will take you.
Yes. Yes, I love it. Chris, let me ask you this. What would you say is next on the horizon for Socotra Capital? What's the next real goal?
We we have the Anvil project that we talk about in house. And so when I started with Socotra, we were a $10 million fund back in the early 2010s. I cut my teeth on a lot of the fix and flip loans on residential real estate. As we grew, we've sort of, as banks keep consolidating and buying, one bank buys another bank, and then that bank, buys another bank, we've sort of come to fit the niche of the community bank. So we want to be the hard money lender with a heart that's reliable, loves doing deals. And, we've kind of like gotten into that niche where we make the loans that make sense that maybe the banks don't make. Gosh, I don't remember originally what your question was, but I hope I answered it.
I was asking about what's next on the horizon
Yes,
for
so it's
Socotra.
we are chasing $1 billion under management or bust, the Anvil project. We want to we want to close $500 million annual in loan production, and currently we're at 250 million. So I'll need all of your collective help to get us to the $1 billion under management and a $500 million in annual loan production. So we're raising capital, we're building the network, we're building our array of loan services, we're trying to build better systems where using AI to where someone could fill out a loan intake form, whatever hours of the night it may be, we get them an answer quickly because everyone wants the answer right away, right, in this world, which is a challenge because every one of these loans we look at and we try to create a bespoke product, a premium product, and deliver the premium experience. So to try to balance, growth, the premium product delivery, and still be a very customizable, one deal at a time. That's the challenge. That is the daily grind.
Yeah, yeah, wow. Well, that's pretty impressive with what you've all built at Socotra, having all those pieces come together.
We're trying. It takes a team. It's not one individual. We have good people.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to, the different deals that you're doing, are you noticing any trends with investors that, the public should be aware of?
You know, gosh, give me an example.
Well, like, what do you see going on? Like, what's popular?
Well,
A certain market, a certain deal structure.
what I'm gosh, this isn't like, like really joyous, great news. I would say what I'm seeing is just need to really be careful. This the mark, when the tide is rising, everyone is swimming. When the tide goes back out to sea, you can see who's swimming, who's got their underwear and who's swimming naked, kind of so to speak, right? And so I don't really know where the market is going right now. It's just sort of, felt a little bit the last couple of years have been a little bit strange. Right now rates are going down a little bit, but um there's a lot of not very good deals out there. So I guess, you really want to make sure that you're being prudent and you're covering all your bases, doing all of your due diligence. And, you're not getting into something, biting off more than you can chew. In real estate, it's easy to get attracted to something. It's easy to get into a deal in real estate, right? It's very easy, especially, using hard money. We lose sight of that because we move so quickly. But then, to get out of a deal isn't always so easy. So, that doesn't sound like real fun news, but I would just say to be careful. People that are good at doing it, they're good at it, but even those, they get into markets that they don't, have their vendors as well picked out. They don't know the area as well. So it might just seem like a great idea, but it isn't always. Um, so yeah, beware.
Absolutely. And when you find a good deal, it's important to go with a lender that's reliable.
Yeah, you wanna do a little bit of homework on your lend. A lot of lenders pose as hard money lenders that lend their own money, but they're actually not. They might, so tip is you can go on their website and see if they have an investor portal. You can kind of see if investors are depositing funds with them. You just kind of want to do your due diligence, your research, whether it's a deal, the vendors that you're working with, the market. Probably just check once or twice more. That's what
Yeah.
I would say.
Chris, before we go, is there anything you do want our audience, the investors that are listening, to know about hard money?
Hard money never sleeps. No, I'm just teasing. Yes. Look, I want to be a resource. I was telling you earlier, Erica, the group, the what's it called? Fuel, top fuel. How do we say it correctly? What's the name of the
Investor fuel.
investor fuel? Has look and feel of like a community, and what I found that in real estate, no matter how big the country, it is a small community, right? People know each other. So I just want to be a part of this community, and I want to be a resource for those if they want to have questions about hard money, want to earn money using hard money, whether it's sell our services or network or leverage the network that we have here to offer in our
Yeah.
contacts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great, Chris. Well, if someone today listening wants to connect, reach out, they need help with, some hard money lending, what's the best way for them to reach you?
My team here is always ready to serve. My email is Chris, CHRAS, at SOCOTRACAPITAL.com, Chris at Socotra Capital.com. And I'll give you the easiest phone number, our main line, 916-617-2220. That is our main line. My direct line here in the office is 510-984-3685. If somebody doesn't call you back within 24 hours, call us back because we didn't get the message, and we do not want to drop the ball.
Perfect. Well, Chris, I appreciate you being on the show today and sharing all your expertise.
Thank you, Erica, and thank you everyone that was listening.
And for our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pros podcast. We've got more conversations lined up with pros like Chris who are out there building fantastic real estate businesses. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.